I did it again and I didn't record it. Oh my God. So guys, you remember when my aunt was saying like I'm psychotic because the family doesn't talk to me because I'm psychotic, and that's a lie because growing up I've been abused. My real mom, she gave me up to my grandmother to raise me, and my grandmother abused me and all that type of stuff, treated me bad, and I've been sexually molested at 7 years old by my uncles. And since my childhood, I had a bad childhood growing up and stuff like that. And it's traumatizing stuff going on in my childhood that happened to me because of what they did to me, my grandmother and my uncles, and how they treated me and all. And so they did stuff to me and hurt me as a child. I never did nothing to them bad. They're the one that hurt me as a child. And she's saying I'm psychotic. That's why the family doesn't want to talk to me. That's a lie. You're the one psychotic for saying something like that, because you know it's not true and you know what I've been through. She knows I've been hurt by my uncles, and she knows I've been hurt by my grandmother and how she treated me. And you're calling me psychotic. Why don't you call them psychotic instead of trying to take up for them like they're good, the good people that doesn't want to be bothered with me because I'm psychotic. Whatever, man. She got problems. She's the one psychotic, and them too. Because you're still saying that lie like that. After all, you know what I've been through and all that stuff. Like, she knows what all I've been through. And she's gonna say something like that, man. That's why it's not healthy for me to even talk to her. Why would I even want to talk to her after she says something like that? Think about it. Why would I want to talk to her after she says something like that? Lie. Because I never did anything wrong to them for them to not talk to me. And that's how it really is in this life of the world. Your family just don't want to talk to you, or they feel guilty about what they done to you as hurting you as a child. And so they don't talk to you. And that's what it is. Because I never did nothing negative for them to stop talking to me. Just not talk to me at all. And I'm not talking about my toddler days where I used to do things as a child, maybe like be mischief and stuff like that. That's what normalized what kids do. I'm talking about like major stuff. I didn't do anything for them. Just not talk to me. To not want to be involved with me. They don't want to be involved with me because they know like, well, they hurt me and they know that affected my mind and that made me some type of way, so they didn't want to be around me because of that. Probably, I'm thinking, because there's no way what she said was a lie. And I'm telling you, she's the one psychotic for saying something like that, and she's so wrong for that. And she's up there telling people that I don't know how to do dishes. Like, oh my goodness. I know how they do dishes. I know how to wash dishes off soap and stuff like that. She is so petty. And I know how to. So what? The clothes were out of the drawers, man. She's making a big deal out of anything. The clothes didn't fit in a drawer. So I I finally asked her to put the clothes that didn't fit in the drawer in the trash bag. So that's why I was asking her for trash bags and stuff, so I could put the other clothes in the trash bag. But yeah, and I left the dog out a couple times, so it's like, and not the end of the world. It's just an accident. And she's complaining about that little stuff that it's not major stuff. It's just letting the dog out a couple times in an accident. It's not like I try to do that. And she wanted me to stay over in the other city in Tennessee, and I would have stayed over there, and they still wanted to have no shelter for me to stay at over there because they were full. And I recorded that to her, so she thought I was lying or something. And that's why I told her I was coming back, because I wasn't gonna stay over there. There's no shelter over there. So I was like, well, maybe I want to cook well. And then she just called Cook One, I guess. But I could have called myself. And she probably called and said stuff about lies to them. Like, she was ready for me to go to the mission because she already called for me. That's crazy. And I'm like, okay. But later that day, they didn't have no bed, so I just asked her, like, I went for a walk. I told her I went for a walk. And I shut the door. And then I decided to stay out because I don't want to be around that. Because I was trying to text her something about, I bought her something from Amazon that I ate something of hers. I think it was her husband's. And then I bought it over for her. And she didn't even text me back. And it's like when I text her about I text her about one time, can I go visit the dog sometime? She didn't even ever say nothing back about that either. So I just felt negativity, and I just didn't want to be there. That's how I felt. And I know it may sound strange to stay on the street, and that's how I felt. Like, I don't want to be around there. Negativity stuff. If I feel a bad vibe, I'm not going to stay there around that situation. I just want to walk out and stay outside. I don't care. And I told her that, like, and that might not be normal to anybody else. I don't even care about anybody else, what they think about it. Like, and then the next day I came back and my bag was on the porch. And I was like, are you going to help me call the shelters? And she said, you can. And she said, you chose to stay outside that night. You didn't have to. You had the room to stay. Now you can go wherever you want. And I'm like, it's not that serious that I want to stay out all night. First of all, I'm not trying not to travel, like I said, and I'm grown. And I told you what I was doing. And that's what I decided, even though you're concerned. That's my decision. Like, And she put my bag on the porch, and she wanted me to walk 3 hours to the rescue mission while she drive past, and then even offer me a ride, even though she was mad at me. It didn't matter. Like, you should have gave me a ride. They just should have did, instead of being smart, riding past and being ignorant. And they thought that was cool of them, being Christians. Two Christians call themselves praying to God every single day, treating their niece like that, no matter how mad they are at her. It's like she did a crime to you, to a severe crime, and all I did was just stay out all night, and you couldn't still give me a ride. And you're talking about I'm psychotic. You're the one psychotic. And if people think that's normal, and they're like not mentioning that, she's not mentioning that or saying sorry, she did that. I find that like crazy. She can find everything about me that's wrong that I done, and can't mention nothing what she done wrong. And if you don't see nothing wrong with that, there's something wrong with you. That's all I gotta say right now.